Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to your social science class. Today we are going to start with the second chapter of your civics, that is federalism. So at first, what is federalism? See students, before I go to the topic of federalism, let me make one thing very clear to you that there are two forms of government. First is the unitary government. The second is federal government. Federal government. So, what is the difference between a unitary government and a federal government? Unitary government states that when power is accumulated in the hand of only the central authority, that is called a unitary government. When power is accumulated in the hand of a central authority. This is called a unitary government. But what about a federal government? In a federal government, or you can say in a federalism, the power is divided between the central authority and the various constituent units. What did I say? Power is divided among the central authority and the various constituent units. Okay, so what do you mean by central authority and the various constituent units? Now, central authority means central government and the different constituent units means the different state government. In an easy language, you can also say that when the power is divided among the two levels of government, that is the central level and the state level, that is called federalism. But when there is a single government, okay, there is a single central government and that particular single central government rules over the whole country, that is called a unitary government. So this is the difference between a unitary form of government and a federal form of government. Now, as the chapter is related to federalism, or you can say it is related to the federal form of the government, we are going to study about some of the key features of a federal government or some of the key features of a federalism. The first feature of federalism is there are two tiers of government. Two tiers of government. First is the central government, second is the state government. Okay, the next feature is the jurisdiction of both the governments are specified in the Constitution. Okay, the jurisdiction of both the levels of government, that is the jurisdiction of the central government as well as the state government, are specified in the Constitution, and none of them can cross that. Okay, none of them can overrule that specification. So what is the third feature of federalism? Third feature of federalism is the citizens of the country are ruled by both the levels of government. That means we are under the rule of central government as well as under the rule of state government also. Okay, so what is the fourth feature of federalism? The fourth feature of federalism is Neither the central government nor the state government can unilaterally change the fundamental rights mentioned in the constitution of our country. Okay, none of them can unilaterally change. Unilaterally means separately. Okay, like if the central government wishes, it cannot all of a sudden change the fundamental rights mentioned in the constitution. And if the state government wishes, at that time also the state government, without consulting with the central government, cannot change the fundamental rights of the people. Okay, so what is the fourth feature? Neither the central nor the state government can unilaterally change the fundamental rights. Okay. So this is the fourth feature of federalism. Now, the fifth feature of federalism. What is the fifth feature of federalism? The fifth feature of federalism is the source of revenue or the sources of revenue at each level of government are also specified in the constitution. So what is the fifth feature? The sources of revenue of each levels of government are also specified in the constitution. Okay, so this is the fifth feature. And see students, actually in a country like India, we have adopted federalism for two reasons. First is to maintain a national unity, we have a central government, and second is to give an honor to the regional diversity, we have the state governments. Okay, so there are two purposes for having a federalism that falls within the feature of a federalism. First is the central government helps to maintain national unity and the state government maintains the regional diversity. See students, federalism is of two types. Okay. Federalism is of two types. First is coming together federation. Second is holding together federation. Okay, so first is coming together federation, second is holding together federation. So what is the difference between coming together federation and holding together federation? When the various constituent units, okay, they comes together and they decides to form a central government, that is called a coming together federation. Okay, why do they decide to form a coming together central authority? Just to retain their sovereignty and integrity. For that reason, the different constituent units, they decide to come together and form a single central authority. That is called a coming together federation. Example of coming together federation is USA, you can say. Next, it can be also Switzerland, Okay. Now, what do you mean by holding together federation? Holding together federation means when the central government decides to distribute its power among the different constituent units, that is called a holding together federation. Now, in case of a coming together federation, all the constituent units have equal power along with that of the central authority. But in case of a holding together federation, the central government is more powerful than the different constituent units. Okay, now what are the example of holding together federation? First is our own country, India. Second is Spain. Okay, so these are the two examples of holding together federation. Okay, now today's class will be up to this. In my next video, we will move on to the next part of the chapter. Till then, have a good day. Thank you.